Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new, please hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. So as you can see in today's video, I will be doing my own nails. It's been quite some time since I filmed a video of me doing my own nails, let alone just a regular nail set, if that makes sense. Like, I mainly do press-on nails. So it's finally nice to be able to do my nails on camera for you guys. So as you can see, I did take my cuticle pusher and pushed back my cuticles. Also, my nails do look a little bit rough because I did remove my previous set before filming this. So just keep that in mind. And here I am just taking a fine grit, thin sanding band and removing the shine from my natural nails. And I do have my gel at the speed of 5,000 RPMs when doing this. You can have it a bit lower. I just feel like this speed works perfectly for me. But like I said, you can have it at the lowest speed that your gel does go. I also do want to apologize that my skin, I do have really bad eczema, and at this moment it is flared up quite a bit. So I apologize for those who find it unpleasing to look at, but there's nothing really I can do about covering it up, and I'm not going to try to cover it up. So I do apologize for that. And then here I am just taking this thin, I don't really know what this bit is called, but this thin bit, and going in between my cuticle area again, just to kind of help lift up any extra dead skin and also remove any product from my previous set. So when doing this step, I do like to go in the forward motion at first, and then here I'm just going in the reverse motion, and then here I'm just taking my ball bit, my cuticle ball bit, and doing the same exact thing but removing that dead cuticle. And again, for this step, I am having it in the reverse motion here, and then here I'm having it in the forward motion. And again, well, I haven't mentioned yet, but for this step and the previous step, I do lower it down to 3,000 RPMs just so I'm not hurting my cuticle area. But like I said, always do what you feel comfortable with. These are just the speeds I'm comfortable doing. And then here I will be showing you how I do it using my non-dominant hand. I will be pretty much using both hands in today's video, so you will see the process of me applying the acrylic using my non-dominant hand and me applying it regularly as well. So for my nail tips, I will be using my extra long tapered square nail tips. These will be restocking on my website very soon, along with my brush on nail glue. These are both on my website, and I'm just quickly measuring out the sizes for myself. I have gotten a few comments saying that these resemble more like a coffin shape, and as you I can sort of see that, but these are more tapered square, if that makes sense. To me, they're not coffin shaped at all. I can compare it, I've compared it to my coffin nail tips, and the coffin nail tips are more skinnier than this. So if you don't like these, I apologize, but I mainly got these because these were the most requested shape. So if you don't, like I said, if you don't like it more coffin I would just recommend using our regular 2XL square tips or our 3XL square tips. And also, when I'm applying my nail tips to my using my non-dominant hand, I do like to have something to rest my nails on, just so that way everything comes out nice and straight. So here I'm just using my 4-ounce clear acrylic bottle or jar and applying my nail tips using my non-dominant hand. Now that all the nail tips are applied and everything is completely dried, I will be trimming them down. On this nail tip cutter, I will be using the size 3 or the length 3. This is more like a medium length for me. I do have a new baby, so I try to keep them a bit short. And I still feel like these were a bit long, but I'm still trying to work with the length here now that I have my baby here. And then here I'm just quickly seasoning my nail files so that way I'm not cutting myself when I am filing. And I am using my 80/80 grit files for this. Also, our nail files are currently sold out and I will be restocking them very soon, so stay tuned for that. I always post all my nail updates or my nail supply updates on our Instagram, so go ahead and follow us over there. And I'm just taking it and kind of making sure everything is nice and straight and tucked in, like the sides of the nail tips. I want to make sure everything is nice and cohesive pretty much. And then I will end up taking my nail drill bit and blending the nail tip in with my natural nail later on. And then lastly, I will be taking the nail spell from Nails and Blinks and cleaning off my nails. And like I mentioned, since I have eczema, I do have a designated nail brush like this right here, just for myself specifically. I do not use this on anyone else just because I don't want it to pretty much be contaminated and anything like that. Not only that, you should always have like designated brushes for your clients, or if you don't want to have a specific designated brush, always use a new like dust brush like that can always be disinfected or thrown out when doing clients. And then for my nail primer and everything like that, I will be using the Nails and Blinks nail prep system. So I'm using their the pink dehydrator and their nail bond. I can't remember exactly what they're called, but I am using the pink prep set. And then here I am just using my clear acrylic to kind of seal everything in. I just like doing this step so that way if I ever do a fill on myself, I can just file it down to this base right here. But not only that, I feel like it just helps with my retention a lot. I honestly never do fills on myself. I always remove the set I have because I always wear it for at least 3+ weeks. So I always just end up removing the nail set and then just doing a full new nail set. So again, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I will be showing the process of me using my non-dominant hand along with my dominant hand when doing the acrylic application. So I apologize if this video is a bit too long for you guys, but those who do like longer videos, keep watching if you are interested. Also, let me know if you want to see more videos like this of me like doing my own nails, or me bringing back like a practice hand and doing nails like that as well instead of just doing only press-ons. I feel like me just doing the press-ons kind of helps promote me doing press-ons, if that makes sense, like get my press-on business out there more. So that is kind of why I focus on doing that as well. Not only that, I feel like it just helps my creativity a bit. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like when I do my own nails, I can't do it like how content creators do it, where they do the peel off base coat. Like I just would rather wear nails myself than pop off nails constantly. So that is kind of why I don't film me doing my own nails that often. So back to the video, I am using our Sweet Talk cover color, and this is a very beautiful like pink sparkly type of cover. If you're interested, I do have it restocked on our website. It was an exclusive acrylic color, meaning it wasn't going to come back if it sold out, but I was able to create the formula that matched this specific color, so I was able to restock it on our website, and it's back for those who are interested and love this color. So it is here to stay. So I will just be applying this acrylic powder on all my nails. So like I said, I am showing you how I am doing it with my non-dominant hand. And then very quickly, I'm just showing you the structure of the nails. I don't like my nails super bulky, but I also don't want them super thin, especially with me having kids and like constantly bumping my nails. I don't want them breaking so often. So that is why I do them kind of like a medium thickness, I would say. But I will just let you guys watch the acrylic application play out, just because it's pretty much self-explanatory and there's not really much to talk about. So like I said, I will just let you guys watch it, and I will come back in once it's time to shape and file my nails. So these are what my nails are looking like once the application is completely done. And since this is like a glittery type of cover color, you don't need to encapsulate it at all. The glitter pieces are super thin, so any of that won't flake off at all. So here, getting into the filing portion, I am just taking my fine grit like 501 drill bit and going around my cuticle area just to make sure everything is nice and sealed. And for this step, I do have my drill bit at the speed of 12,000 RPMs. Next, I am going back in with my 80/80 grit hand file and shaping up the sidewalls to make sure everything is nice and straight, and then I will be filing over the entire surface along with the free edge just to make sure everything is nice and clean. After using my hand file, I am going in with my thin mandrel bit again and just filing around the cuticle area one more time just to make sure everything is nice and flush. And then I do like to file over the surface just to make sure everything is nice and smooth as well. I do still buff after this step, but you can absolutely use this step as like the buffing step. But like I said, I do like to go back in with the actual buffer just to kind of help get more of the scratches out of the nail. Now that I am done filing my right hand, I'm going in and doing the same exact steps on my left hand. Make sure everything is nice and flush around the cuticle area and all the surface is entirely smooth and everything like that. Now to clean off all the dust, I am using that same nail spell and this nail brush again just to make sure everything is nice and clean. And then off camera I did take a lint-free wipe and clean the surface just a bit more, like mainly around that cuticle area because there was still a little bit more dust there and I didn't want that in the nail art. So I did do that off camera. And these are what my nails are looking like once everything is shaped and filed. I absolutely love this cover color. So like I mentioned, if you want to try it or if you want to restock on it, it is stocked up on the website. So for today's nail art, I am just using some our classic black gel polish, our classic white gel polish, and our black acrylic powder called Blackout. And this is for some textured nail art. So what I'm doing now is I'm applying my black gel polish to my index nail, my pinky nail, and my thumbnail. And after that, I will be making sure to cure it for 60 seconds in the nail light. Since this is a pigmented color, you want to make sure it's fully cured, otherwise it will wrinkle. And to kind of help get more of a flushed cuticle area with this gel polish application, I am taking a thin liner brush and kind of working that around the cuticle area just to make sure everything is nice and flush and it just looks really nice and clean as well. And you also want to make sure to wipe down the sidewalls and the free edge before you cure, otherwise the shape will kind of get messed up. So you will see that I do that later on before I cure it in the nail light. So like I mentioned, we are doing some textured nail art. So I am taking our classic diamond gel top coat and applying that on top of all the nails we just painted, and then I will be curing that for 60 seconds as well. And I do also wipe down the sidewalls just to make sure everything is nice and straight still. So for the sweater design, I am taking our liner brush. I believe this is the 15mm liner brush, along with our classic black gel polish, and creating like the little dashes down the center. And this will mark like our little knitted design. And I will be connecting them from the top left to the bottom right. And then I will also be drawing some lines on the side and some little dashes on the sides of those as well. I'm not really the best at explaining nail art, so I really do hope just by watching it kind of is helpful. And I also wish there was like an easier way to do the like sweater design if you're using a glossy top coat, because when you're using glossy top coat for a sweater design, I feel like it's really hard to see all the lines and everything like that. That's why I feel like people mainly do matte top coat when doing sweater designs, but I really wanted a glossy look, so that is kind of what I went for. And then here I'm just taking that black acrylic powder and applying it on top of this before curing it. You can also use a clear acrylic powder, but I wanted to use black just to make sure everything is nice and pigmented and everything like that. So that is just what I'm doing here. You want to make sure to apply it a couple times, and then after that I did go ahead and cure it in the light for 60 seconds, and I'm just taking my dust brush and wiping away all the excess acrylic powder, and that is what the sweater design looked like. So I will be doing the same exact thing to my pinky nail and my thumbnail. I don't know if I show my thumbnail on camera, but if I do, that process is still the same as these two nails. If not, again, I just did the same exact thing on the thumbnail. So these are what the nails are looking like so far. So to finish off the other two nails, I will be doing French tips. So I'm taking my classic black gel polish as well with my 18mm liner brush and outlining my smile line. And I am doing the A method, at least that's what people call it. So I'm drawing the line across the nail about how far I want the smile line to end. And then I am drawing the two lines on the side and kind of curving them into the center of the nail. So that way it helps with the smile line shape, or like the French tip shape. And then after I have the outline done, I will go ahead and start infilling the sides and the free edge. And then again, I will be doing the same thing on my ring nail and making sure to cure for 60 seconds with this pigmented gel polish. Now I'm just taking our classic white gel polish and I am doing the snowflakes on these nails. I am just doing one snowflake on each nail. So again, I'm just taking my dotting tool and doing the dots to kind of help outline where I want the snowflakes to be. And then I do tiny little dots around that to kind of represent snow. And then here I'm just taking my liner brush and connecting everything together. And I believe this is that 15mm liner brush. We do have all of our liner brushes in stock right now. We don't have the full set available, but all individual liner brushes are online and in stock. Also, something I haven't mentioned yet on my YouTube channel, we are finally going to be releasing some acrylic nail brushes here soon. We're hoping by the end of this month they arrive so we can have them in time for pretty much like the new year and everything like that. And again, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, our nail tips are restocking, and we are releasing two different types of nail tips. We are doing the guided line nail tips along with like a shorter square nail tip. So it's not short, but it's not long either. It's like a medium-ish length. And we are also releasing 11 new cover acrylic powders. So like I mentioned in the beginning of the video as well, follow us on our Kairos nail supply page, and all the new updates for the new products and everything like that will be on there. I also have a new channel on Instagram that you can follow or join to get updates on there as well. So to finish up this nail set, I am taking our classic diamond gel top coat and applying it on those two nails with the French tips and snowflakes, wiping down the sidewalls and putting that in the nail light for 60 seconds. So this is what the nail set is looking like once everything is completely done. So to finish off the nail set, I am taking our peach scented cuticle oil and applying that around my cuticle areas. So while this is playing out and I'm applying the cuticle oil, we did launch two different scents. We have cherry blossom and watermelon available on our website. They are not available in like our shimmery cuticle oil. That one is sold out. But for just a regular cuticle oil, those two scents are available. And our peach cuticle oil is also restocked completely on our website. So if you're interested in trying those new scents or want to stock up, everything is available on our website. But that is pretty much the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in our next one.